Hi everybody, welcome back to Deer Go Homestead. My name is Krista. For those of you who don't know me, I am gardening in Zone 5B in Central Maine, and today I'm going to be starting some seeds out in my high tunnel using a method that I learned on the MiGardiner channel, and I'm really hopeful that it works out and that it helps me get the earliest crop that I've ever gotten. For those of you who don't know me, I'm always looking for ways to stretch the gardening season. I plant my garden 2 to 3 times a year, even though we have a really short growing season here in Maine, because I like to experiment and see what I can do. So today it is 11 degrees outside. We're here in my high tunnel and it is 60 degrees in here. It's really, really nice. But that said, the ground is still frozen in my raised beds about 2 inches under the surface of the soil. So I'm going to be using a new gardening method, new to me. I don't know if it will work, but I figured I would bring you guys along for the journey just in case it does. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking some clear totes. These are just small 17 by 11 plastic totes that are cheap from, I don't know, Walmart or something. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant some seeds in my garden that are really cold hardy. I'm going to water them in, and then I'm going to put those 2 totes over the top to give them an added layer of warmth, and hopefully within a month or so, we'll be eating salad again. So what I'm going to be planting today is Merlot lettuce. It was one of my free seeds that I got from Baker Creek this year. I'm going to be planting Grand Rapids leaf lettuce from MiGardiner, and I'm going to be planting Abundant Bloomsdale spinach from Hudson Seed Company. For those of you who haven't ever gotten seeds from this company before, they all come with these really fun packets that have artwork on the covers. And my 3-year-old son absolutely loves going through the seed orders from this company as they come in, because the pictures are fun. So anyways, with that, sit back and watch me plant my garden. Okay, so what I just did was first I scraped the soil up as much as I could to loosen it, and then I went through and I made little holes that are 4 to 6 inches apart, depending on the instructions on the seed packets. Now, typically as a rule of thumb for seeds, you want the hole that you put them in to be about twice the depth of the size of the seed. So none of these holes were very deep. So I went ahead and I put all the seeds in, covered them up with soil, I watered them in really well, and then I put the tubs over the top. And then MiGardiner didn't do this, but I vented them a little bit by putting some of my son's gardening tools underneath of one of the corners. I just don't want it to get too hot where they are already inside of my high tunnel and it's 60 degrees in here. So Anyways, I will give you guys an update in a couple weeks to see if they germinated or not, if it's successful or not. And hopefully this is a new and very affordable method for winter sowing seeds. Thank you. Now we will go inside because I have a few more seeds that I'm going to start today, and I will tell you more about them in my basement. Hi, welcome to my basement. So a few weeks ago, I'll put the video down, or I don't remember if it was video or pictures, but I'll put it down, a link to it in the description below. But I started some onions and leeks for outside, and I also started some cold hardy plants for my greenhouse that I'm gonna plant out hopefully in the next couple weeks. I'm not entirely sure when I'll put them out, but I wanted to get them a good head start inside before transplanting them out to give them time to come to full maturity, so that I can then plant my summer crops behind them and have enough time in the season for them. So what I'm planting today is kohlrabi, and this will be for the greenhouse, not for outside. And then I learned the hard way. I've heard that onion seeds and leek seeds are not good for more than a few years because the germination rate really suffers. I like to break rules sometimes just to see how much I can get away with. I learned that that rule is true. I had really poor germination rate for my onions and my leeks, so I'm going to go ahead and start some more. I went to, for those who are local, I went to Longfellow's greenhouse in Manchester. They have a great selection of seeds right now. Not that much for onions. I was a little disappointed, but between going there and to Target, I was able to find everything that I need. So I'm starting... Let's see. I'm not sure if you can see those or not. I'll be starting these Cortland onions. I will be starting some evergreen bunching onions. I will be starting some Tandora leeks. And I will be starting, I don't know how to pronounce that, I'm not even going to try. These leeks from Baker Creek. And then I am going to be starting today for outside. I'm going to be starting my celery. So I'm going to do Utah tall celery. I'm going to do giant red celery. And then I tried this celery last year. I'm not sure if any of you have tried it or not, the Chinese pink celery. I was really excited about this plant after reading the very enticing description on Baker Creek's seeds catalog. I wasn't blown away with this one, so I think I will start just a few of these this year, give it one more try to see how I like it this year. Maybe it was just an off year for that, I'm not sure. And then I'm also going to be starting some celeriac from Pine Tree Seeds. These are all crops that take a very, very, very long time to mature. So if you're in Zone 5B, you can start that now. I know a lot of my friends who might be watching this are maybe in Zone 4. Just wait 2 weeks and then it's good to start. Let's see, what else am I starting today? I think that's all that I'm going to do today. So in a week or so, I'm going to start my peppers and my eggplants, but I still think it's just a little bit too soon for me to start those, even though I typically grow them in my high tunnel. But I try to get a good crop of spring crop out of that space before I plant out my summer crop. So I need to allow time for that, but also eggplant and green peppers are a lot more susceptible to cold nights than tomatoes are. So while I will transplant out my tomatoes, I think I transplanted them outside into the greenhouse late April last year and outside in mid-May. I would absolutely not do that with my green peppers. You'll just be doing a big disservice to your plants if you do that. Yeah, the plant might not die, but it will not produce what it would if you just waited a couple more weeks. So I sit back and now we will plant these. Okay, so all of the seedlings that I had planned to plant are now in the soil. If you'll see behind me, this is my seed starting setup. What I've done is I have put the onion seeds that we just planted inside of a seed starting tray with a plastic dome. I put another seed starting tray underneath it just to elevate it. Onion seeds really like to be as close to the light as possible during germination. So these are the two trays that we just started, and then this is the tray that I had started earlier. These are the leeks that I had done earlier. Not a great germination rate, like I said. I only got one onion to germinate out of two of those trays that I did before, but All of the other plants that I started for my greenhouse are doing great. We have cauliflower, broccoli rabe, cabbage, we have Swiss chard, and we have kale, and I just started kohlrabi as well. I hope to put those out in the greenhouse, like I said, in the next couple of weeks. I'm thinking maybe towards the end of February I can try to put those out there. And as for my setup, these are just regular LED shop lights. I know a lot of people say that you need heat mats and special grow lights to do this. Those things are all a pretty big investment, and I wanted to see if you could do it without, and this is my third year with this setup. I'm very happy with it. It was a lot more affordable, so just make do with what you got. If you can afford the really expensive great setup, great. If not, you can still start your own seeds. I know a lot of people tend to get their seed starts from nurseries. That's great. I do that too for some things, but I've just found that you're a lot more limited in the varieties when you do that. You can't necessarily get pink and red and green celery. You might just get the green celery, for example. So if you're looking to only grow one sort of thing, greenhouses are great. I primarily grow heirlooms, and the options at a lot of the local nurseries for heirlooms are very, very slim. So I prefer to start my own seeds. It's more affordable, gives you more control, and a much bigger variety. So with that, thanks for joining me today. If you have any questions about any of the things I started today or when you should start your seeds, just let me know. I'm always happy to help. Thanks. Have a good day.